Welcome to Oral Communication in Context class. Our topic for today is Nature and Process of Communication for Week 1, Module 1. The most essential learning competency for this lesson is for the students to explain the functions, nature, and process of communication. Specific objectives of this lesson are the following. 1. To explain the nature and process of communication. 2. To recognize the relationship of the functions of this communication to everyday life, and to illustrate the process of communication. Let's try to recall. Have you experienced giving a shrug when someone asks you a question? How do you communicate with your family and friends in your daily life? This is the first lesson, so we will try to answer this. Still part of the recalling. In the concept map, I would like you to write any idea or concept that can be associated with oral communication. So this is for reference, especially those who have strong internet signal. You can answer this even without your LAS because the content here is still based in your LAS. Your answers may vary, of course, and the words here or ideas and concepts are samples of the words that can be associated with the phrase oral communication. Let's answer the pretest. Read each item carefully, then choose the letter that corresponds to your answer. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Number 1, it is the idea being transmitted by the sender to the receiver. A, channel. B, feedback. C, message. D, sender. Number 2, it is the response or reaction given by the receiver to the sender of the message. A, feedback. B, message. C, receiver. D, sender. Number 3, it is a situation where communication takes place. A, both sender and receiver need to exchange messages. B, the receiver interprets the message. C, the sender recognizes the communication style of the other. D, the sender translates the message into a perceivable form. Number 4, it is the exchange of thoughts, messages, or information through speech, signal, writing, or behavior. A, channel. B, communication. C, language. D, message. Number 5, this is the group of basic elements of communication. 1, source. 2, destination. 3, medium. 4, language. Choose among the 4. A, 1, 2, 3, 4. B, 1, 2, 3 only. C, 2 and 3 only. D, 1 and 2 only. Alright, let's check your answers first before we move forward. Number 1 is letter C. Number 2, A, 3, A, 4, B, 5, B. Congratulations if you get the perfect score. If not, let's try again. Let's learn further. Oral communication is communicating with spoken words. It's a verbal form of communication where you communicate your thoughts, present ideas, and share information. Examples of oral communication are conversations with friends, family, or colleagues. Communication is a process. It is a two-way process of connecting to both living and non-living things. It is also a means of sharing and exchanging messages, information, ideas, and feelings for mutual understanding. Communication connects people and the world they live in. It is through communication that people are able to express their thoughts and ideas or convey information and messages through word of mouth, gestures, and signals, signs, and others. People have always communicated with one another in various forms. Let us discuss further about the process of communication using the two key terms, message and understand. Communication is a message being understood. Unless a message is understood, we cannot say that communication has taken place. Let us send a message to someone and say, where came first? The person who gets the message would wonder what it means, for the arrangement of the words does not make any sense. The message is sent, but the receiver does not understand it. Therefore, the receiver cannot give the feedback. Therefore, for communication to take place, we have to consider two conditions. First, there should be a clear message. Second, the message must be understood by the receiver for whom it is meant. Communication occurs between two or more people, the speaker and the receiver. There is always the speaker and the receiver. To make it a process, someone sends the message and there is the receiver or the listener. People communicate in many varied forms. Communication can be expressed through written or spoken words, actions or nonverbal, or both spoken words and nonverbal actions at the same time. When we say nonverbal communication, it is produced by some means other than words such as the following: eye contact, touch, hand gestures, facial expressions, body language, and body movement and posture. Let's proceed to the elements of communication. The first one is the speaker, the source of information or message. The message, the information, ideas, or thoughts conveyed by the speaker in words or in actions. The third one is encoding, the process of converting the message into words, actions, or other forms that the speaker understands. We have the channel, the medium or the means, such as personal or non-personal, verbal or non-verbal, in which the encoded message is conveyed. We also have decoding. It's the process of interpreting the encoded message of the speaker by the receiver. The receiver is the recipient of the message or someone who decodes the message. The feedback. It is the reaction or reactions, responses, or information provided by the receiver. Context is the environment where communication takes place, and barriers, the factors that affect the flow of communication. Example: Daphne loves Rico, her suitor, as a friend. Here, the center of the message is generating the idea. Then she thinks of how to tell him using their native language. This is encoding the message. Then she tells him, Rico, mahal kita bilang kaibigan, and she sends the message to Rico. Here, Rico hears what Daphne says. Then he tries to analyze what she means based on the content and their relationship, and he is heartbroken. In the first line, Rico hears what Daphne says. The receiver is Rico. He receives the message of Daphne. Then he tries to analyze what she means. Here, Rico is decoding the message. Then he frowns and does not say something because he is in pain. So it's the respond now. He is frowning. Rico is frowning because he is in pain. Since communication is certain in our lives, it comes naturally and unknowingly. Communication serves many purposes. The following are some of the many reasons why we communicate: inform, clarify, buy, teach, accept, criticize, inspire, question, understand, learn, affirm, deny, counsel, express, confirm, persuade, clarify, conceal, sell, promote, advise, reveal, motivate, and many others. From this table, we realize that communication serves many purposes. Whether we are at home, in school, at work, or at play, we engage in communication. Oral communication helps to build trust and reliability. The process of oral communication is more effective than an email or a text message. For important and sensitive conversations such as salary negotiations and even conflict resolution, we can rely on oral communication. 1. To get our point across, to avoid misunderstandings, and to minimize confusion. Alright, I hope you understand or learn something from our discussion. Let's try to answer our post-test. Answer this in another sheet of paper. Please read silently for 5 items only. Start now. Are you finished answering? That's great! Let's try to check now your answers in post-test. Number 1, A. 2, A. 3, A. 4, D. 5, D. Count your scores. Congratulations! I know you get perfect. Watch for the next lesson, Models of Communication. See you then!